Hello, it's Angie and we're on UK Money Wisdom. If you're approaching retirement, you've probably heard this phrase again and again. State pension age, we're all looking at 2026. Because for millions of people, that single date has become a source of anxiety. And the questions being asked are, will you have to work longer? Will your plans change? Will the rules move just when you're counting on them? Well, this video today exists for one reason only, and that's to separate fact from fear, so you can protect yourselves calmly, without panic, and without being misled. Because the biggest financial losses pensioners suffer rarely comes from rule changes themselves. They come from making the wrong decisions because the rules feel unclear. So today we are going to go through carefully and precisely what is set in law, what is under review, who is reviewing it and why 2026 keeps being talked about, how the UK compares with other countries, and what you personally should do now based on facts, not headlines. All factual statements in this video are based on current legislation and official public sources as they stand in the 2025-26 tax year. Let's be precise and let's be honest. Okay, to start with, we're going to look at what is set in law without any ambiguity. Because under current UK law, the state pension age is 66. A rise to 67 is already legislated, and that rise is phased between April 2026 and April 2028. It applies strictly by date of birth. And this is set out in the Pensions Act of 2014 and published by the Department for Work and Pensions, that's our DWP. This is not speculation, this is law. And you can check your own state pension age here. This matters because it means not everyone is affected in 2026. Not everyone is affected in the same way. And not everyone needs to panic. Understanding which cohort you personally fall into is everything. Okay, moving on, what is confirmed and what is not? So, confirmed under current law for 2025-26, the state pension age is 66. Rise to 67 is legislated. The phasing window is 2026 to 2028, and eligibility depends only on your date of birth. These are facts, not opinions. Now, let's look at what's not confirmed. No sudden jump in 2026. No acceleration has been passed into law. No new timetable has been legislated. And no immediate rise beyond current law. When politicians talk about reviews, sustainability and affordability, they are not announcing a rule change. They are signalling pressure, not policy. And that distinction is critical. Okay, let's try and understand who reviews the state pension age. Under the Pensions Act 2014, the government is legally required to carry out regular state pension age reviews. These reviews are commissioned by the Department for Works and Pensions. They're supported by the government's Actuaries Department. They're led by an independent reviewer and reported to Parliament. Now, they examine life expectancy, how long people spend in retirement, long-term affordability, fairness between generations. And please understand, a review is not legislation, and a report is not a rule change. Parliament must still debate and approve any change. Let's look at a couple of past reviews. We have the 2017 CRIDLAND review, spelt CRIDLAND review, and that recommended bringing the age 68 forward, but it's not legislated yet. And we have the 2023 government review, which did reaffirm the existing timetable to 67. So the current position is a further statutory review process is underway as required by law, but no new legislation has been passed beyond the current timetable that I told you about, to the age of 67 between 2026 and 2028. Here's the official source where you can check pension age review. And this is why 2026 keeps being mentioned. It is a legislated transition point, not a sudden policy shock. Many of you may have heard about a pensions commission, and yes, a pensions commission has been re-established to examine retirement income adequacy and long-term sustainability. There's an important distinction because the Pensions Commission does not set state pension age. It provides analysis and recommendations. It is expected to report later in the decade. Its work may influence future debate, but it does not itself change the law. This matters because headlines often blur legislation, reviews, commissions, and we need to remember they're not the same thing. The question in everyone's mind is, could state pension age rise higher? And I'm dealing in facts only. Here are the verified facts. A rise to 68 between 2044 and 2046 is already legislated. No legislation has been passed yet to bring that forward. Reviews may recommend changes. Parliament must still approve any change. So why higher ages are discussed at all? And that's because populations are ageing. People live longer and pension costs are large. But this is not unique to the UK. We need to remember that. How does the UK compare internationally? If we put the UK in context, it will help, I think, to remove a little fear. Because across Europe and the OECD, we have France, a legal retirement age of 64, and that was raised from 62 after 2023 reforms. Full pension depends heavily, though, on years of contributions. And France has a lower headline age, but many people must work longer to qualify fully. Now, Germany has a retirement age rising to 67, and that is being phased gradually, completed by 2031, whereas ours will be completed earlier by 2028. Early retirement comes with permanent reductions. So Germany is doing almost exactly what the UK is doing. And Italy, normal retirement age 67, automatically linked to life expectancy, can rise without fresh political votes. Italy has one of the strictest systems in Europe. Now Spain, moving again towards 67, earlier retirement possible only with long contribution records. Others must wait longer or accept reductions. Here's the United Kingdom for comparison. 66 rising to 67, as I keep saying, between 2026 to 2028. 68 already legislated for later decades. No automatic life expectancy link. Changes require parliamentary approval. OECD evidence shows this is a global demographic adjustment, not a uniquely British decision. And the official source is OECD, which is Pensions at a Glance. And here's the link. So what does this mean for real people? Let's look at David, who's age 64. David freezes because of 2026 fear. What David should do is check his exact state pension age on gov.uk. Plan on current law only. Avoid delaying decisions unnecessarily. Here's the risk if he doesn't. Missed income caused by fear, not law. Now, Sheila, age 58, yes, Sheila panics about changes that do not yet apply to her. And what should Sheila do? She should check her state pension forecast, keep savings reliable, review calmly, not emotionally. And what does she risk if she doesn't? She could risk loss of flexibility based on headlines. And our third example is Linda, age 61. Linda assumes delaying income is safer. But what Linda should do is use allowances deliberately. Avoid fear-based deferral. And I've talked about that in earlier videos and quite recent ones. Linda must review annually. And if she doesn't do this, the risk she takes is higher tax exposure later, as we've already seen in previous videos on Linda. I think we need to understand this is not about politics exactly, and it's all about clarity. And we know millions are affected, but everyone is not affected in the same way. The safest position is not guessing the future. It is understanding your exact position under current law. That's how pensioners stay calm. That's how pensioners stay in control. We go back to that old knowledge is power, and it's the right knowledge and information that we need. I do hope that this clarified the position on pension age, and I do hope you'll subscribe in order to be sure of not missing my videos. And please do like, which helps me to keep these videos going, and share with somebody that you love who could well use this information. So all that remains is for me to wish you a lovely day, and I'll see you all again soon. I'm Angie, and this is UK Money Wisdom. Goodbye for now.